The world was stunned. USA-Philippines joint operation busts, Chinese spy submarine in West Philippine Sea. The tense waters west of Palawan had become the stage for a real-life spy drama. For weeks, Filipino and American forces had quietly watched, listening for anything unusual beneath the waves. Then, a faint unexplained sonar signal appeared. Something small, moving slowly, hugging the seabed. It was a digital ghost, a shadow that shouldn't have been there. On the BRP Jose Rizal, Filipino sailors clustered around sonar screens, their faces tense. The anomaly was too small for a standard submarine, but it was moving with intent. American counterparts aboard the USS John Finn confirmed the contact. This was no ordinary patrol. This was a violation of sovereignty, an act of espionage. The time for observation was over. Action was needed. The stakes were enormous. One wrong move could spark an international crisis. A plan had to be perfect, silent and swift. The silent hunt was on, and the world was watching. Filipino and American teams coordinated, sharing every detail. The mission intercept and identify the intruder without escalating to open conflict. The first thread of a much larger web had been pulled. The operation would test the alliance like never before. The sea, usually calm, now hid a dangerous secret. Every move was calculated, every decision critical. The hunt was silent, but the consequences could be deafening. The world held its breath. What would they find beneath the waves? The silent hunt had begun. Aboard the BRP Antonio Luna, a routine patrol turned extraordinary. Petty Officer Reyes, scanning sonar, spotted a faint, persistent blip. Unlike any known vessel or marine life, the object was small, moving deliberately near a sensitive underwater cable. Reyes double-checked his equipment. The signal was real. Commander Santos studied the data 15 meters long, crawling along the seabed, using terrain for cover. This was classic spy sub behavior. The crew tracked the object quietly, not wanting to alert it. After an hour, advanced analysis confirmed it. A battery-powered mini-submarine, not a research or tourist vessel. Its location and actions left only one conclusion: it was a spy sub. The discovery was relayed through secure channels. The routine patrol had become a high-stakes operation. The ship's mood shifted from routine to razor-sharp focus. The anomaly was now the center of attention. Filipino and American teams coordinated instantly. The game had changed. The hunt was now a race against time. Every sonar ping, every movement was critical. The crew prepared for whatever came next. The silent watch had paid off. The West Philippine Sea was no longer quiet. The chase was on. Confirmation triggered a secure call to Manila and U.S. Command. The Mutual Defense Treaty snapped into action. This was the moment it was made for. Task Force Trident was formed, BRP Antonio Luna, USS John Finn, and a P-8 Poseidon overhead. The mission interdict and disable the sub, without casualties or escalation. No torpedoes, no depth charges. This would be a job for elite divers. Filipino NAVSOCOM and U.S. Navy SEALs would strike underwater. The plan tracked the sub from above, close in quietly, and deploy the divers from a fast boat. Their goal: attach a disabling device to the hull, not destroy it. Every move was high risk, high reward. The operation demanded perfect timing and nerves of steel. The Trident was forged. Now, it was time to strike. The teams prepared in silence, knowing the world's eyes were on them. The alliance was about to be tested in the deep. The next hours would decide everything. The hunt moved from screens to the sea. The Chinese mini-sub glided along the seabed, unaware it was being hunted. Above, the P-8 Poseidon tracked its every move with advanced sensors. The BRP Antonio Luna and USS John Finn formed a silent wall, blocking escape. Sonar operators relayed every shift to the Special Operations team. Suddenly, the sub changed course. Had it sensed danger? It dove, zigzagged, using underwater canyons for cover. The chase intensified. Every second counted. The divers, Filipino and American, slipped into the water, invisible and silent. Guided by acoustic signals, they closed in on the sub's shadowy form. The sub accelerated, but the divers pushed harder, racing against time. It was a deadly underwater dance, hunter and hunted. The divers' training and teamwork were put to the ultimate test. The sub was within reach, but could they catch it before it vanished? The ocean was vast, but the window was closing. The next moments would decide the mission's fate. The silent chase reached its climax. The divers prepared to strike. The final approach was the most dangerous. Two divers, one Filipino, one American, carried a magnetic disabling device. Battling turbulence and low visibility, they reached the sub's hull. The device was attached near the propeller, armed and ready. They kicked away, and a focused EMP pulse fired. Instantly, the sub's lights died, propeller stopped, and it began to drift. Phase 1, success. Now, the risk escalated. boarding the dead vessel. The divers attached inflatable lift bags, slowly raising the sub to the surface. As it broke the waves, the rest of the team swarmed in. The hatch was sealed. Time was running out. A breaching charge blew it open. Smoke billowed out. The team, masked and ready, prepared to enter. Inside, the unknown awaited. The silent underwater operation had become a tense surface standoff. Every second mattered. The world watched as the hatch opened. The next move would reveal the sub's secrets. The boarding began. The team plunged into the smoke-filled sub. Inside, the crew frantically destroyed evidence, burning documents, smashing drives. 2 crew members fought back, desperate to buy time. The operators subdued them quickly, using non-lethal force. Fires were extinguished, half-melted laptops and hard drives rescued. The cramped space was chaos. Wires, acid, the stench of burnt plastic. The team worked fast, bagging documents, grabbing encrypted drives, photographing everything. Maps of cable routes and surveillance logs surfaced, a goldmine of intelligence. The crew's efforts to erase their tracks had failed. The sub was secure, the evidence mostly saved. The operators had captured not just the vessel, but its secrets. The mission's most dangerous phase was over. Now they had to get out, fast. Suddenly, alarms blared. The sub was sinking. The breaching charge had compromised its hull, or the crew had triggered a scuttling sequence. Water flooded in. The team scrambled to evacuate, grabbing the last evidence bags. They escaped onto the hull as the sub began to slip beneath the waves. Divers below cut the lift bags free, racing to avoid being dragged down. The sub vanished into the deep, lost to the sea. On the command boat, a head count, everyone safe. The team had the crew, the evidence and their lives. The mission's primary goals were achieved. The physical chase was over, but the fallout was just beginning. The West Philippine Sea was quiet again, but changed forever. The world would soon know what had happened. The truth had been pulled from the depths. The next battle would be political. News of the captured sub sent shockwaves worldwide. In Manila, officials displayed photos of the crew and evidence, calling it a brazen violation of sovereignty. Protests erupted, and the nation rallied behind its navy. Washington praised the joint operation, highlighting the strength of the U.S.-Philippines alliance. The U.S. reminded China of its obligations under international law. Beijing denied everything, claiming the sub was a civilian research vessel. Their story didn't match the evidence or the crew's actions. Other Southeast Asian nations quietly supported the Philippines. The operation showed that China's gray zone tactics could be countered. Regional powers reviewed their own security, seeking closer ties with allies. The balance of power had shifted. The world had witnessed a rare victory against covert aggression. The message was clear. The rules-based order would be defended. The region would never be the same. The captured sub was just the beginning. Recovered data revealed a network of similar vessels operating across the South China Sea. Their mission mapped the seabed, tap cables, monitor navies. The operation had exposed only one tentacle of a hidden octopus. The US and Philippines ramped up joint patrols and anti-submarine training. New tactics focused on speed, non-lethal capture, and intelligence gathering. The hunt expanded. More ships, planes, and sensors scoured the sea. Clues from the sub pointed to shore-based control stations, hidden in ports and islands. The next phase would be fought by intelligence agents, not sailors. The battle had moved from sea to land, from open chase to shadow war. The West Philippine Sea was now a chessboard of secrets. The hunt was far from over. The silent war beneath the waves had only just begun.